Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today I'm going to give y'all my honest opinion on the iPhone Air. Now, I've been using this phone for 2 weeks straight, so I'm ready to let y'all know how I feel about it. All right, so let's get right into it. First things first, shout out to White Shoes, back in the building.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes.
Calm down. Okay. iPhone 17 Air, or as the iPhone Air as we calling it. Now this phone starts at $1,000, but keep in mind after taxes, that's $1,087. Now I'm gonna be brutally honest with y'all. I wanted to hate this phone. Y'all see my iPhone 16e video? I wanted to hate this phone so I could come down here and roast it on YouTube. But after using it for 2 weeks, guess what? I do hate this phone. This phone right here is a piece of shit. Okay? For $1,087, it's a piece of shit. Now, let me break it down for you. Shout out to the Apple Mafia, okay? Listen, don't take this personal. All right, don't take it personal. I'm still part of the Apple Mafia. I'm going to do my full review on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, a real phone. Okay, I'm going to do that this week. Now, for this video, I'm not going to focus on all of my petty dislikes. There's a lot of things about this phone that I don't like, which carry over to this phone, so I'm going to save all of my petty dislikes for my iPhone 17 Pro Max video. For this video, I'm going to focus on my main dislikes. My main dislikes and the reason why I think this phone is a fucking piece of shit. All right, so let's get started. First up, the price. $1,000 on Apple's website after tax, $1,087. That's trash, okay? If you buy this phone for $1,100 basically, and chances are you're gonna want to buy this Apple battery for $100. Now keep in mind, you don't have to buy the Apple battery. You can be smart and buy something like the Charge one for half the price and works better. But chances are, if you bought this phone, you're a fucking banana head that got a lot of money and you make bad decisions. So chances are you're gonna make another bad decision and buy this battery for $100. So now you're looking at around $1,200. Okay, $1,200. Let me say this. If you bought this phone for almost $1,100 and this battery for an extra $100 plus tax, instead of buying this phone, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, I just got to keep it a buck. Look, man, no disrespect. Okay, I'm a fucking idiot too. I bought all of this stupid shit, but trust me when I tell you. All right, this right here, spend after taxes and all that, spend an extra couple of bucks and get this, okay? Now, I don't really see the appeal of this. Now, don't get me wrong, you're gonna hear me talk a lot about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge. I had the same kind of feeling when I first got this phone. I was like, I don't really see the appeal of it. But then after using it, I do love how thin it is. The best thing about this phone is the thinness. When I'm going to the gym and I'm wearing my spandex with my basketball shorts over it, these don't make my basketball shorts sag. When I'm riding my bike or the stand-up scooters, I like to have something thin and light in my pocket, again, to keep my pants from sagging down. I wear a lot of sweatpants and all that, so yes, and I'm 2 phones Nelson. So if you got 2 phones in your pocket, one of them being super thin is definitely a plus. So that's one of the things that I do love about this phone. It is super thin. Okay, super thin. However, is it really that serious? Do you really care that much about the thinness instead of just buying this and having everything? Having a superior phone that shits on this phone in every department? Bro, all right, let me calm down. I'm trying not to rant, but this might be one of those videos. Sorry for the language, but this fucking phone got me upset. $1,087. Look at this bullshit presentation. No charge in the box, no case, no discounts, no nothing. FOH. Fuck out of here. Okay? I don't like the price on this at all. Next, the battery. Now, you're going to hear me talking a lot about this phone. Both of these phones suffer from the same thing. The battery is not that great. Now, the battery is not trash. Don't get me wrong, it's not trash. But if you use this phone right here, quick side note, this battery right here is God tier. Okay, the battery in the iPhone 17 Pro Max, I've never seen it go into the red. Okay, I've never seen it go into the red. This one right here, after using it every day, it's always in the red. It's always in the red. This is one of those phones that you're gonna have to buy a battery. Now you got this bitch ass iPhone battery right here. This is garbage, okay? $100 for this piece of shit right here. again, I'm one of them idiots that got a lot of money and make stupid decisions. Okay, so of course, it's Apple. I want to slap it on the back. I want it to look, I want to have that Apple look. Look at me. Nah, bro, this is fucking stupid. But you're gonna need a battery. The battery on this phone is not the greatest. Now, it's not garbage. But if you're used to using a big dog phone, you're not going to like this, okay? You're going to notice that your battery, at the end of the day, your battery is always going to be low. This is not a 2-day phone, okay? This is not a 2-day phone. This is one of those phones I could use it all day. I forget to charge it at night. I wake up in the morning. Okay, yeah, it might be on 20%, might be on 17%, but I could still rock out. You know what I'm saying? If I spent the night outside somewhere and I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like, oh shit, I can still rock out. For a long time. This phone right here, you wake up the next morning, this shit is dead. The battery is dead, bro. If you're using this phone heavy, the battery is dead. So I don't like the battery on this phone at all. Next, no vapor chamber cooling system. Now look, I know somebody's gonna say, and this is one thing I wanted to bring up real quick. Us in the tech community, we gotta stop letting companies get away with bullshit. Okay, we gotta start calling this shit out. Now me, I'm part of a lot of communities. I'm part of the FGC, the fighting game community. I'm part of the car community. I'm part of the TCAP community, to catch a predator. Okay, if you know, you know. I'm part of a lot of different online communities. And one of the things that I noticed in all of the communities that I'm in, we don't let shit slide, especially the fighting game community. We love Mortal Kombat. We fuck with Ed Boon. We love Mortal Kombat. But when they come out with a new game and something is broke, we all on Twitter like, no, y'all got to fix this. We all on Twitter like, I hate this part of the game. I hate this character. I hate this. I hate that. We all vocal. I'm talking about everybody from the casuals all the way to the pros. Everybody's complaining. Same thing in the car club. Y'all know I'm a big BMW fan. A new BMW comes out, we don't automatically make excuses like, well, they changed to those ugly grills on the front. Okay, well, that's something different. Okay. No, we don't make excuses. We call the shit out. We calling this shit out. It's only in the tech community that we got these banana heads that's always making excuses for Apple and their bullshit. Now, I said all that to say this. No vapor chamber cooling system. I know somebody's going to say, oh, well, it's so thin. They can't have the vapor chamber cooling system. It's too thin. Samsung did it. This phone has a vapor chamber cooling system. This is 5.6 millimeters thin versus 5.8 millimeters thin. Keep those numbers in the back of your mind. 5.6, 5.8. 0.2 millimeters, you can't even see that. Basically, they're the same thickness, but one has a lot more than the other. Now, for battery, okay, they're about the same. Both batteries, not the greatest. But vapor chamber cooling system, what does that mean? This phone gets hot. If you shoot a lot of video, this phone gets hot. If you're streaming a lot of movies or, you're doing a lot of stuff on your phone, and me, I like to run maximum brightness and all of that, this phone gets hot. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. It never got hot enough where it actually turned off on me. Like, it didn't turn off. It didn't overheat. But it gets hot. Who want to walk around with a fucking hot-ass phone in their pocket? I don't like that. You watching Netflix videos, I don't like that. Now, don't get me wrong. For a lot of my gripes, there is workarounds, okay? You got this bullshit battery. Okay, you could buy this battery. You could buy a real battery like this. Okay, you good. No vapor chamber cooling system. They make MagSafe fans. Y'all seen the Taurus one, my favorite one. Now, this is the one that I've been using on this phone, the Red Magic. You see it just magnetizes to the back of your phone. You plug it in, and you get a fan. So we'll keep the phone cool. So there is workarounds for some of the things, but some of my gripes, there's no way around it. There's no escaping it. And you just spent $1,100. You shouldn't have to be doing all of this. You shouldn't have to buy this. Okay? You shouldn't have to buy this. It should be one-stop shopping. Okay, so no vapor chamber cooling system. And again, I know some of y'all might be, oh, who cares? I don't use the phone that much. Okay, look, I know there's going to be 1,000 excuses in the comments. And I'm going to talk about one of these fucking biscuit heads that I'm going back and forth with on Reddit. There's a lot of Apple apologists that's going to be coming through in the comment section. Okay, trust me. But again, this phone gets hot. Next. Now, this is another one of my gripes. No dual speakers. Samsung did it. No dual speakers. However, okay, now I'm not going to just sit here and try to shit on Apple. Realistically, these two, they kind of do sound the same. Now, watch this. Let me show you a quick test. All right, check this out. Now, I will give Apple credit. Even though this phone only has one single speaker, it sounds just as good as the S25 Edge with dual speakers. Watch this. Here's the S25 Edge versus the iPhone Air. Here's the Edge. You hear how hollow the speaker sounds? Watch this. Here's the Air. Galaxy. Air. And honestly, the Air actually sounds fuller and deeper, okay? But the volume is still just as low. In comparison, here's an iPhone 17 Pro Max. You hear the difference? Here's the Air. Pro Max. Air. Pro Max. You hear the difference? Now, this is the argument that I got into on Reddit, and even on my YouTube video, my unboxing for this. People were saying, well, who cares about dual speakers? I use Bluetooth headphones. I use Bluetooth speakers. Who cares about dual speakers? Who's going to be listening to music from your phone? Me and a lot of other people. Let me give you some perfect examples of when I use my phone without earbuds and without headphones. Don't get me wrong. I got more earbuds than your average banana head. Okay, I got more headphones than Best Buy. Let me give you some perfect examples. First of all, when I'm in my bed. When I'm in my bed watching a football game, the basketball game, the hockey game, I got my TV on mad loud. I got the surround sound system bumping. I'm watching a football game. Soon as it gets to the timeout, it gets to the commercial break, the first thing I do is I go on Instagram and I go to the Reels and I start scrolling. I'm scrolling, okay? I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling, right? All right? That's what I'm doing. I'm scrolling in the commercial break. I want to be able to hear my phone. I'm not going to put on Bluetooth earbuds or headphones just to lay in the bed and scroll through videos. How many times you laying in your bed, you wake up in the morning, you check your feed, you watching your little podcast, you're doing shit. You don't immediately wake up and put on headphones. I stop making excuses. Dual speakers that sound good are important. They're important. Let me give you some more uses, not just for in my bed. A lot of times when I travel, if I'm traveling for business and I'm just bringing one little carry-on bag, I'm not bringing a bunch of speakers and all that bullshit. I'm just bringing my necessities. When I'm ironing my clothes, I like to have my phone, whatever case I got that has a stand, I like to have my phone right next to me, and I'm listening to music while I'm ironing my clothes. And I'm not looking for blasting hardcore music. I'm just listening to a little tunes to break the silence. I might be listening to a podcast. I might be watching some YouTube videos. I got my phone like this when I'm ironing my clothes, when I'm shaving, okay? And one of the important times that you're going to want loud dual speakers, if you got to take an emergency shit, okay? Especially if you're at the airport. Now, the bathroom, I don't know how ladies do, okay? I'm talking for men. The bathroom is one of the only places on earth where people encourage you to make other noise, okay? Other noise other than you straining, you know, you farting and nobody want to hear your shit splashing into the toilet. No, if I'm at the airport and I got to take an emergency dump, which I don't like doing, okay? I like home field advantage. I try to only go in my house if I have to. But if I got to go outside somewhere, just out of courtesy for the next man sitting next to me, if I got to take a shit, I immediately pull out my phone and I start playing some music. I start playing some music. And if I'm in the bathroom and somebody else is on the phone playing some music, I'm like, thanks, because I don't want to hear that shit, okay? Now, all jokes aside, though, there's a lot of times that you're going to use your phone for the speakers, not just for music. Not just for music. You're in the waiting room at the car shop, okay? You want to watch some videos or whatever. It's not just music. You want to be able to hear your phone. Now, inside right now, if I'm playing music, okay, yeah, no problem. But as soon as I turn the TV on, or as soon as there's some other noise, the speakers on this phone are just too low. It's just too low, which brings me back to the price. Why am I spending almost $1,100 to have speakers that are too low? I don't like that, okay? I don't like that. Next, now I'm gonna try to keep this video quick because, like I said, I'm gonna save all of my real petty dislikes for this phone. I'm just talking about my main gripes with this phone. Next, let's talk about the look. Okay, I don't like the look of this phone. This phone just has a peasant vibe to it. First of all, it looks like a fake ass Google Pixel. Okay, it looks like a dumbed down version of a Google Pixel. Now, when you see the Pixel, you look at the back, you see all those cameras. You already know this is about business right here. You see this shit right here. Okay, now I don't care. You don't gotta be a tech nerd. You already know. Hold up, something's missing. Something's missing. Now, if you had any phone in the last couple of years, you know phones are all about multiple cameras. You only see one camera, you already know something's missing. I don't like this peasant version look. Now, same thing with this. You know, this it's still kind of peasantish, but come on. 2 is better than 1, bro. If you didn't know shit about phones and somebody said, yo, which phone you think has more features, you're gonna be like, well, I only see 1 camera. This got 2. How come this one got 2? How come this only got 1? I just don't like the look. This phone right here has what I like to call a fake cool look. Okay, this phone has a fake cool look and a fake cool factor. What do I mean by that? Now, in the last 2 weeks, I've been around a lot of people. I can show y'all the videos to prove it. I've been around a lot of people. I've been taking videos of people's reaction with this phone, and everybody when they first hold it, they like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is lightweight. Oh, this is cool. And they had the A19. You know, these motherfuckers be knowing about the A19. Oh, I got the A19. Oh, this is cool. I like that. And then the next question is, you know, what's the drawbacks? What's the drawbacks between this and this? Soon as you see, oh, wait a minute. Well, how come this shit got mad cameras? It's only got 1 camera. What does that mean? Yo, Floss, what does that mean? That means this one right here is missing a lot of shit. It's missing a lot of functions with the camera, which I'm gonna I'll talk about in a minute. It's missing a lot of shit. And then it goes from, okay, that's cool. And then when I run off all of my dislikes, it goes from that's cool to, okay, all right, now it's kind of gimmicky. You know, now it's kind of gimmicky. Hold up. Calm down. It went from, okay, this is cool to, after I break it down, what's the differences? Oh, okay. And they put it back. Hold on, let me edit it. Yo, shout out to my music trolling me up. Hold on, let me edit it out so I keep pressing the button. Like I said, I hand it to them. They're like, oh, this shit is cool. And then I tell them what's wrong with it, like what I don't like about it. And then they put it back on the table like, oh, okay, well, it ain't that cool. That's what I call the fake cool factor. And the reason people think it's cool is because people been buying the same looking iPhone for the last 5 years. Every year you've seen the same looking iPhone. So when something new comes out, you're going to be like, oh, that's cool. Especially if you're a hardcore Apple fan, you're going to be like, oh, that's cool. Finally, we got something new. Okay, that's cool. But then the cool factor wears off real quick with this, okay? The cool factor wears off real fast. Now, I haven't watched anybody's video on this phone. I don't know what everybody else is saying about this. Remember my prediction was this going to be one of the most returned phones? I don't know. I could have been right. I could have been wrong. I purposely been staying away from all of the threads about this phone, all of the videos. I only had one conversation with another one of my fellow YouTubers. Y'all know Tight Shirt Terry. Shout out to Terry Warfield, a.k.a. Nipples. All right, yo, Terry shirts be so tight, his fucking nipples is like, them shits is compressed. Right? Motherfucker gonna collapse his lung with them tight ass shirts. But Terry, me and him be texting, and Terry, he texted me when he first got the phone, like, yo, Floss, check this out. And I'm like, all right, let me know what you think about it. Then he texted me a couple of days later, like, yo, I'm returning this shit. And he made a video. I didn't watch the video. Yet. I'm gonna watch it after this and see if we on the same page here. I don't know what his dislikes are. But the cool factor on this wears off quick. Now, let me show you something real quick. All right, check this out. Now, this is something I posted on my Instagram so y'all can watch it for yourself. But I was hanging out with my boy Max from Tracks NYC, and watch this.
My man Flossy made me pull up.
Okay, shout out to my man Max. Listen to what he says.
Can you hit me with the flashlight?
All right, let me just let this part go through.
Motherfuckers don't understand.
All right, this is where I get all my jewelry from.
My shit is colorful.
Shout out to Tracks NYC. All right, but watch this.
Stories. I'm building a story on my neck. Do you understand that?
Watch this.
iPhone review with Floss, the Air. It's slim, it's thin, it's nice. It's great for a girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a purse or some shit or you want that. The Max Pro looks like a real machine. It looks like
now,
shit.
You heard what he said? He said it's nice, it's cool, you know, for a girl, you know, if you got it in your purse or something. And that reaction was one of the same reactions I've been getting from a lot of my dudes. A lot of my dudes was like, okay, this is nice, it's cool and all that, but kind of girly, kind of kitty, you know, kind of peasantish. You know, I had the same reaction. Nobody was like, oh, it's ugly, I hate it. But everybody was like, oh, this is cool and all that. It's kind of girly, though. Now, I'm not going to say it's kind of girly because I know a lot of y'all fucking biscuit heads got this phone right now, and I don't want to shit on y'all. I'm not going to call y'all, you know, your phone's girly because I know y'all going to come in the comments and try to put an Apple Mafia hit on me. All right, Samsung Knights, hold me down. Google gangsters, hold me down. But, you know, it just doesn't look as up to date as everything else, okay? Now, granted, if you never seen the Pixel, you might say, okay, I like that new design, but then when you see the Pixel, you're like, oh, hold up. Oh, it is possible to have more than one camera on the back. It is possible to have a phone that's this thin and have more than one camera. You can have more than one camera on the phone this thin. Okay, so the look, I'm not big on the look. Now, all these phones is trolling me right now. I'm not big on the look. Now, this brings me to my biggest gripe. Okay, this is my biggest gripe. Everything else, the price, fuck it, you got to deal with it. The battery, buy a battery charging case. Vapor chamber cooling, buy a little cooling fan. One speaker, get some headphones, get some earbuds, do your thing. The look, put a case on it. There's one major gripe that you can't get around, and I think everybody knows what it is. No wide angle camera. No wide angle camera. That's why for $1,100 basically, this is a piece of shit. In 2025, you mean to tell me you walking around without a wide angle camera? That is unacceptable. That's garbage. Okay? Now, look. If I had to choose between super zoom, you know how the Galaxy phones, 100 times space zoom and all of that, I like that. I use it occasionally, but it ain't the biggest deal. But if I got to choose between zoom and wide angle, it's wide angle all day, every day. And I use wide angle a lot. That's one of my most used camera selections, wide angle. Bro, no wide angle on this is pure garbage. Now, I want to show you something real quick. Watch this. All right, so I'm going to show y'all some photos that I took with the iPhone Air and with the Galaxy S25 Edge. No wide angle. Now, I'm sitting in my car. I want to take a wide angle shot. This is as wide as it gets. You see, this is the iPhone Air. This is as wide as it gets. Now, watch this. This is the Galaxy S25 Edge. You see the watermark. Look at the difference in the wide angle shots. Do you see the difference in the wide angle shots? This is crazy. This is madness. No, this is Sparta. Watch this. Let me show you some more. Look at this. Here's the iPhone Air. Here's the S25 Edge. I can't even get both cars in the shot. Look at this. I got both cars in the shot, the whole block. I like to travel. I like to take a lot of scenic shots. I'm in Vegas. I want to take the skyline, the casinos, and all of that. Look at this bullshit right here. Wait, let me show you some more. All right, let me show you some more. Hold up. Watch this. Same shots. Okay? Same shots. Hold up. Let me find same exact one. Watch this. This is the... Hold on. Let me pull it up. This is the iPhone Air versus the Galaxy. Look at the difference in the wide angle. Now, I had to stand all the way back. I got the phone all the way underneath my fucking chin, trying to get it as wide as I can, versus just going to wide angle and getting the full shot. Let me show you another one. This one right here. Now, this one blew me because watch this. Y'all know one of my famous shots I like to do, the Queen's mural. Look at the difference from the Galaxy and the iPhone. I got the whole block right here versus I only got the Queen's guy. And I can show you a dozen more. If this phone is 5.8 millimeters thin and this is 5.6, you mean to tell me they couldn't find a way to squeeze a wide angle camera in this? This phone right here, both of these. Now, let me show you the zoom. Real quick. Now, in terms of super zoom, both of these are actually trash. Okay, here's the Galaxy. Here's the iPhone. I try to zoom in on that sign all the way down the block. and both of them failed my super zoom test. Okay, so super zoom, okay, I get it. No super zoom on these super thin phones, but no wide angle? Bro, no wide angle is diabolical. Okay, that's absurd. That's madness. Sorry, Shoes. Sorry, Shoes. No wide angle is my biggest gripe with this phone, and that's the reason why, look, I had 14 days to return this, but I decided to keep it because, like I said, it's a cool gimmicky phone and all of that. I decided to keep it, but no wide angle is why this phone cannot be in my pocket by itself. This is when I gotta be 2 phones McGillicuddy. I gotta be walking around outside like this. Now, when I go to the gym, this is the kind of combo I like because both of these phones in my pocket is about the weight of one real phone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind that. But the no wide angle. Now, if you think it's just me, y'all know Amaya, my daughter, is the #1 Apple fangirl of America, okay? I'm gonna call Amaya up and ask her opinion on this phone because we was at dinner and I showed it to her. Let me let y'all hear Amaya's opinion on this phone. A real Apple apologist right here. Hold on, watch this. All right, I had to set up my little speakerphone right here. I'm gonna call up Amaya real quick. Watch this. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, girlie.
Hello, Father.
What's up? What you doing?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, what's up? What you doing?
I'm about to go Big Mike back. I'm hungry.
All right, check this out. I got you on speakerphone. Yeah. Oh, I should have said that. I should have said that. Yo, big back ass.
Yo, chill.
My bad, yo. My bad. All right, check this out. I need to ask you a question. Now, I got my YouTube audience right here. Remember last week when we went to dinner, right? And I showed you that new iPhone Air.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
what about iPhones? I see. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so give me your honest opinion about that phone.
All honesty, I really did love the phone. It did feel like a toy phone. Like it was very, very light, like unbelievably light. No lie. Camera quality was nice. Only thing I don't like is that as a content creator, fellow content creator myself, I can get a free promo shout out. Thank you, Hollywood Maya. Thank you.
I got you.
But they don't have 0.5. And as like a POV shot, that is very important. And I don't like that Apple gave us that hidden, gem to be able to like capture content like in a wide angle.
Okay, so
now they're just taking it away.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, Amaya said there's no 0.5. So 0.5 means the wide angle. If you use iPhones, 0.5 is the wide angle. So no wide angle.
Fisheye angle.
You call it the what?
I call it like the fisheye.
The fisheye.
So you can get
okay, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So now let me ask you a serious question. Would you rather have this phone or an iPhone 17 Pro Max?
Me personally, I would rather the Pro Max, but I think that they should there's no Pro Max Air. They need to make a Pro Max Air.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With the 0.5.
With the 0.5.
That's a dilemma.
Okay.
And I'm going for Pro Max.
All right, now
17.
Would you rather have a brand new iPhone 17 Air or the iPhone 16 Pro Max that you got right now?
The 16 Pro Max.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm an iPhone connoisseur.
I think we all know that. We all know that.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let me let you go. Get back to your backtivities. All right.
You already know.
After you blew yourself up, you're supposed to be on a diet. All right.
I know. I am. I'm getting steak. Thank you.
What you got going on over there, gang?
Espanol, a steak, a pollo.
All right, twin. I'm gonna call you back in a minute. All right.
Oh my God, you want to be hip so bad. Bye.
All right, gang.
Bye.
All right, anyway. All right, now, this is the Anchor Power Conference, a little speakerphone right here. Y'all seen the video on this. This is a cool little gadget. I made that phone call to say this. Okay, now, if Amaya, who is an iPhone apologist on one end, she ride or die iPhone girl, she don't even want this phone. And I was like, okay, well, after I finish the video, you got a 16 Pro Max. After I finish the video, I just give it to you. You can have it. She was like, nah, I'm good. I said, I'll give it to you with the battery. She was like, nah, I'm good. I said, I'll give it to you with the battery and a dope case. She was like, nah, I'm good. I can't even give this shit away. Yo. Anyway, let me go ahead and wrap this up. Now, as far as the things that I do like, again, I'm going to save that for my iPhone 17 Pro Max video. You see the spatial photos? I love the spatial photos on the iPhones. It does have a beautiful, bright display. Again, super thin, lightweight. The camera quality for the pictures is good. It's just no wide angle, but great photos if you like to take photos of just your food, which I know for a fact the Apple apologists are going to say, I don't use wide angle. I don't even use wide angle. I just take pictures of my cat, pictures of my food. You ain't got no fucking friends. You want to take a group photo with your friends? You don't got no friends? You don't like taking scenic shots? You got to do panorama to get a fucking wide angle? Nah, man. Nah. Let me turn my light off real quick. Hold up. Nah, man. So there is some things I like about this phone, and when I do my iPhone 17 Pro Max video, I'll talk about everything that I don't like. Now, look, those were just my main gripes. There is some more things I don't like. Oh, don't get me wrong. There is some more things I don't like. I'm not going to say it right now because I don't want to hit y'all with the congratulations. You watched the same video twice. So I'm going to save some of my petty gripes, but why the fuck my flashlight coming on? My bad. Oh, no wonder. You know what? See, usually I change my button right here for flashlight. I got to change for silent on this one. All right, so I turn this off. All right, so overall, would I recommend this phone? I would recommend it. Honestly, no. I was about to say maybe for your parents, for senior citizens. Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't buy your moms this phone and say, oh, she don't really listen to music on the phone, so she don't care about dual speakers. She don't really take too many photos. She don't care about wide angle. Don't spend $1,100 for this piece of shit when you could just drop an extra $100 and get this. Maybe an extra buck, maybe about an extra 200 and get this. Or get an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Okay, be smart. Okay, don't be a fucking jagoff, yo. Be smart. This right here, this is a cool gimmick. All right, this is a cool gimmick. I'm sure some ladies got this shit and they're going to be in the comments like, oh, I love my iPhone. I know a lot of y'all biscuit heads going to be in the I love my iPhone 17. I get it. I want all the smoke in the comments. All right, everybody who love this phone, bring it to me in the comment section. I want all the smoke. But don't make excuses like, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that. Just remember, Samsung did it. Okay, no dual speakers, Samsung did it. Vapor chamber cooling system, Samsung did it. Wide angle camera, Samsung did it. Okay, this phone does have MagSafe, Samsung doesn't. Okay, we give them that. But I mean, honestly, if you want this, I don't. If you just need to have the thinnest phone, then this might be the way to go. But come on, bro. Just take a little bit of extra thickness, because chances are you're going to put a case on this, it's going to get thicker. You're going to put this fucking battery on the back, it's going to get thicker. Okay, now look at this phone with a battery on the back. Same thickness. All right, anyway. Sorry about the language, y'all, but a lot of times when you hear me cursing in my videos, that's because I want y'all to know how passionate I am about these opinions. If I just come on YouTube and say, I don't really like this, I don't really like that, they could have did this better, you might be like, you know what, let me go out and try it for myself. It's the same way if somebody asks you, yo, you went to that new restaurant, Lenny's, and they say, yeah, I ain't like the food. You might be like, well, you know what, let me be the judge of that. I'm going next week, I want to judge it for myself. You ask them that same question, they're like, yo, fuck that place. That shit was fucking garbage. And they start ranting. You're going to be like, nah, okay, bro, calm down. I'm going to take your word for it. And so sometimes you need a little bit more colorful language to express yourself. Now, y'all know I don't usually go off the deep end in my videos, but this phone got me pissed off because this is $1,200 down the drain for a gimmick. Okay, this is down the drain for a gimmick. And anybody who bought this phone and returned it, let me know in the comments why y'all returned it. And like I said, after this video, I'm going to go watch MKBHD. I see he put up a video. I got it on my feed. Oh, speaking of MKBHD, I'm glad I said that. Shout out to MKBHD because, this brings me back to my point earlier. When I said us in the tech community, a lot of us are fucking apologists. We make a lot of excuses. Not me. Look, y'all know, as much as I ride Samsung's meat, okay, when they took away the S Pen, the Bluetooth S Pen, oh no, I'm calling them out. They keep coming out with the same design. I'm calling them out. We want something new. I'm not just going to sit there and be like, okay, well, you know what? I don't really use the S Pen that much. I don't give a fuck. I use it once in a while. I still want it. I got to call it out. I did a video 2 weeks ago for the Nothing earbuds. Now, go watch that video, the Nothing Air 3. It has that feature called Super Mic. right? So I'm testing the super mic in the video. Say these are the earbuds. You say this is my face, and these are the earbuds. You gotta hold the earbuds like right to your mouth and talk. You're supposed to get better mic quality. Go watch my video for yourself. I called 2 people back to back. The 2 people that I speak to the most, that I speak to every day. So they know my voice. They know how I'm supposed to sound. And both of them said no, that super mic is a gimmick. They said the super mic sounds trash. The mic on the earbud sounds better. And a lot of people was hitting me up in the comments like, I said, that's what I said in my video. And people was like, oh, maybe you was using it wrong. Maybe they need an update. Or maybe this. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Y'all think I don't know how to use earbuds? Y'all think I don't know how to read a fucking instruction? I'm using it correctly. It just doesn't sound great. That's what I said, right? I got a lot of flack behind that. Then let me show you what happened. Then let me show you what happened, right? Let me go to my mentions real quick. Let me show you what happened, right? So then MKBHD posted this video.
So you know how the microphones on earbuds usually sound terrible? Well, nothing.
You see how he's holding the mic by his mouth?
3 buds to build a microphone and a talk button into the case. So if I'm ever on a phone call or recording a video, this is what the audio from the Nothing Earbuds 3 will sound like.
Right.
But if I hold down that talk button and hold this about half a foot from my face, this is now what the case microphone sounds like. It's called the Super Mic. It sounds a little better. It's got that classic like hold mic up.
And you see how he's holding it like that?
Wish it sounded.
You see how he's holding it like that? And he's saying that it's trash. He's holding it like that. I was holding it. Watch my video. I was holding it even closer to my mouth. If I was holding it any closer, I would have been eating the fucking earbuds. And people were still making excuses like, "Oh, maybe you gotta hold it even closer." Bro, I gotta fucking. They gotta be touching my lips. Come on, bro. Come on. You know. And I said that to say this. You see how people was making excuses on that video, then MKBHD said it, and then people are, okay, well, maybe it's true. Look, man, I don't know who else's video I got to go watch about this iPhone Air, but go watch a few other videos for yourself and see what everybody's talking about. Let me know if anybody else is having the same issue. Let me know if you having an issue. My phone gets hot. The no wide angle is garbage. The speakers are low. Okay, the battery's not the best. Let me know if people having the same complaints. Anyway, man, like I said, man, us in the tech community, let's Shoes, go get it, Shoes. Y'all heard that? I got a bug zapper back there, and something got zapped. Shoes went to go get a little snack. Get a little snack. Anyway, man, I'm wrapping this video up. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give this. This is a piece of shit, okay? A scale of 1 to 10, this is a piece of shit. I don't like the design. I mean, the best thing about it that it got going for it, that it's thin and light. You still got the A19, a little watered down version, without the vapor chamber cooling, so you're going to get some throttling. You still got a nice chipset in this. You got a nice display. You got a nice basic camera. You got MagSafe. You're getting the iOS updates and all of that. The basic stuff. If this phone was $700, I wouldn't even have made this video. I wouldn't have made this video at all. $800, now you're kind of pushing it. $1,087. Go to apple.com right now, put this in your cart, and go to checkout. It's going to come up to $1,087. Go to the Apple store. This is going to be $100 plus tax. Bro, it's not worth it. Anyway, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. And I promise y'all, because I know last year I didn't even bother doing a video for the iPhone 16 Pro Max because it was a waste. It was the same as the 15. The AI wasn't working. I try to keep waiting for the AI to come, and the AI came basically 6 months down the line, 7 months. That's too late to make a review. Okay, so this one, I had it for 2 weeks straight. Now that I'm finished with this bullshit, I'm going to start focusing on this one. I've been using this one hardcore, so I can review this tomorrow if I want, but I want to use it for a couple of more days straight, and I got a few more tests I want to run, and I'm going to do my full review on this one. But spoiler alert, I love this phone, okay? Now, for some of y'all, for some reason, some of y'all think I just hate Apple because y'all see me cook the iPhone SE, y'all see me cook the 16E, y'all see me cook this shit. Bro, for the last 10 years of my life, y'all know, I'm a Samsung Knight, ride or die. For the last 10 years, no matter what Samsung phone I got in my pocket, there's always been an iPhone in that same pocket. For the last 10 years. And the reason why is, I like to use both software, of course. One has features that the other one doesn't have. But mainly for me, I like to use FaceTime with my family. Of course, I'm in multiple group chats. And Find My My daughter has always had an iPhone, so I've always used Find My to track her location, and that ain't gonna change. So I've always had an iPhone in my pocket. So y'all hear me talk harsh about iPhones, that doesn't mean I don't like them. I know exactly how to use them. I know all of the features. I love them. You see me rocking Apple Watches daily. You know, there's nothing against Apple. But my thing is, when bullshit hits this desk, okay, when shitty products hit this desk, when you see the wooden table and shitty products hit this table, you're gonna get a roast. You're gonna get a roast, no two ways about it. I don't care what company it is. Anyway, iPhone Air, $1,100 piece of shit. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Boxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the new stream on Sundays. Y'all already know. Stream gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Oh yeah, special shout out to everybody following me on Snapchat, Flossy_Carter, that's where I'm at. And a special shout out to the notification squad. I see y'all in the comment section early. #salute. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes and picture me rolling. It's your boy Floss, I'm out. Deuces.
Enterprise, Spock here.
Spock, one to beam up.
Affirmative, Captain. Enterprise out.
Energize.
We're in a situation where everybody in the world uses technology. And if you're gonna buy some of that technology, you gotta understand certain things. Subscribe to Flossy Carter. He does reviews of all the latest technology. The iPhones, the iPads, the Galaxies, the Samsungs, whatever the fuck. The Beats by that doctor guy. And he puts his kitty cat in the videos too for you something to look at. You know, I'm an animal lover, so I like that shit. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, the Flossy Carter on the YouTube, the follow button on the Instaface, and the like button on the Facelook. Because if you don't, we're gonna have a fucking problem here. A bad one. Now hit the fucking subscribe button.